Today, the emergency committee met and advised me that, in its view, the situation constitutes a public health emergency of international concern.
Oh shit, here we go again.
With the World Health Organization declaring a health emergency, everyone is saying M-pox is the next pandemic. Could this virus, which was once thought to be contained, become the next global pandemic while we are still recovering from the last one? And if so, are we prepared for it? And what does it mean for all of us? Hi, I'm Eggy. And today, let's learn the truth about the M-pox virus and find out if it will be the next pandemic. Before we dive into the risks, you have to first understand what M-pox is and how it has evolved over time. M-pox, which was also known as monkeypox, is a viral disease. This virus was discovered in 1958 in Denmark. It is called monkeypox because it was first found when two outbreaks occurred in colonies of monkeys kept for research. But don't let the name mislead you. This virus is not only found in monkeys but also in many rodents such as rats, mice, and squirrels. M-pox is a zoonotic disease, which means it can jump from animals to humans. If an infected animal bites or scratches you, you could get the virus. Then the virus can spread from person to person through close contact. The first human case of M-pox was reported in 1970, which was a 9-year-old boy from Democratic Republic of Congo. Since then, this disease has occasionally been reported in various parts of Central and West Africa. These outbreaks were mainly seen in the areas close to the rainforest where the animals that carry this virus are common. It was mostly confined to Africa until a notable outbreak in 2003 in the United States, which was quickly linked to imported animals. So, while M-pox was once a contained threat, it is now making headlines for its ability to cross borders. But what exactly makes this virus so concerning? The question here is not just about whether M-pox could spread, but it is more about how ready the world is to handle another pandemic so soon after the last one. M-pox is like smallpox, but it is generally less severe. The M-pox virus is a large double-stranded DNA virus. Keep this information in mind, it will be important later. It shares the same orthopox virus genus with variola virus, which causes smallpox. This virus has two different variants, namely clade 1 and clade 2. In July of 2022, the World Health Organization announced the outbreak as a public health emergency of international concern. The clade 2 variant is considered less fatal than the clade 1 variant. Case fatality rate of the 2022-23 global outbreak caused by clade 2 was very low, which was estimated at 0.16%, with the majority of deaths occurring in individuals whose immunity was already compromised. Compare that to the deaths of clade 1. As of April 2024, in Democratic Republic of Congo, it has a death rate of 4.9%. So, it is quite clear that clade 1 is much more dangerous than clade 2. This same clade 1 variant has been spreading in Central Africa, with Sweden becoming the first non-African country to report clade 1 M-pox case. Okay, so how does it spread? Since it is a zoonotic disease, it can transfer from infected animals to humans. If an infected animal bites or scratches you, then it will transfer the disease. Not only from animals to humans, it can also transfer from human to human through close contact. This includes touching, kissing, having sex, and it can also include being face-to-face with the infected person. On an interesting note, during the 2022 outbreak of the clade 2 variant, human-to-human transmission was almost solely due to the sexual contact. Now, let's see what symptoms we might see if we get infected. The symptom of this disease usually starts to show within 1 week of exposure, which continues for 2 to 4 weeks. Common symptoms of M-pox includes rash, fever, sore throat, headache, muscle ache, back pain, low energy, and swollen lymph nodes. These symptoms are not in any order. For some people, rashes may be seen at first, while some might experience muscle aches. So, in short, Mpox is like smallpox but less severe. Mpox was once thought to be contained, but recent outbreaks have shown that Mpox can spread quickly in communities with little prior exposure. In 2022, for example, unexpected outbreaks in multiple countries outside Africa caught many by surprise. And now, in 2024, it is spreading beyond Africa. These unexpected outbreaks have raised an important question. Could Mpox be the next global pandemic? Imagine a world where Mpox spreads uncontrollably. Hospitals would be overwhelmed, with severe cases flooding in faster than they can be treated. Economies would falter as public spaces empty out, and travel restrictions cripple industries reliant on tourism. Now imagine if Mpox mutated to spread even more easily. What would that mean for densely populated cities? Could our healthcare system hold up, or would we see chaos unfold again? And then there is the global response. Vaccines would be in high demand, possibly leading to international competition and diplomatic tensions. The question is, are we ready for what comes next, or will this be another lesson learned too late? Okay, let's answer this question. Could Mpox become a global pandemic? Well, the correct answer would be it is complicated. There are many factors which affect the spread of the virus. When we compare Mpox to COVID-19, we can see that Mpox does not spread as easily because it requires closer contact. However, the virus is more likely to infect people in urban areas where many people live, and close contact is more common. Now let's see what are other factors that influence the transmissibility of a virus. The main reason is the mutation. We can understand mutation easily by learning the main function of a virus. When a virus infects you, its main goal is to hijack your cells and make copies of itself to spread further. Think of the virus as a photocopy machine that has been continuously running. Every time it makes a copy of itself, there is a chance that something goes wrong, like a smudge on a page. These mistakes make the copied virus slightly different than the original, and this difference is known as a mutation. Earlier, I mentioned that Mpox is a DNA virus, which means its main genetic material is its DNA. Most DNA viruses use DNA polymerase, which makes them careful. When it copies itself, it usually checks for mistakes. This means any mistakes produced during DNA replication can be fixed, which is why it does not change much over time, at least for now. Comparing this to RNA virus like the coronavirus, they do not have these processes, and that's why they mutate so fast. Another key factor is the availability of vaccines. We already talked about Mpox being similar to smallpox, and studies have shown that the vaccine that works against the smallpox also works against the Mpox. The Jynneos vaccine, which is a third-generation smallpox vaccine based on the modified vaccinia virus, has been used to prevent Mpox. Studies have indicated that this vaccine is effective in reducing the risk of Mpox infection. For instance, one study reported an adjusted vaccine effectiveness of 88.8% when given within 14 days of exposure to Mpox cases. With these vaccines proving effective, we have a strong line of defense. But how prepared are we to use it if Mpox continues to spread? The pandemic caused by the COVID-19 has made us well prepared than ever before. Also, the vaccines developed for smallpox are effective against Mpox, which are already being used in outbreak areas. Public health systems worldwide are more vigilant and have learned valuable lessons from COVID-19. Organizations like the World Health Organization are closely monitoring the situation and coordinating efforts to prevent the virus from spreading further. These steps include enhanced surveillance, international cooperation, research and development, and fair access to immunizations. Other steps include vaccination, contact tracing, and isolation. The goals of these concreted measures are to contain the outbreaks, lessen their negative effects on public health, and improve global readiness for potential infectious disease threats in the future. With global efforts in full swing, the question remains, will it be enough to prevent M-pox from becoming the next pandemic? M-pox is a complex and evolving public health challenge. While it is similar to smallpox, it has a few unique characteristics and transmission patterns that require specific approaches for prevention, diagnosis, and treatment. Understanding how M-pox spreads from animal to humans and between humans is critical for controlling the virus and preventing future outbreaks. M-pox has the potential to cause significant outbreaks, but the likelihood of it becoming the next pandemic depends on our collective response. Whether M-pox becomes a pandemic or not, how we respond will define the outcome. Thank you for watching.